nostrils of Adam, right?
Right.
According to oh, y'all can't hear. Oh man, I've been recording that whole time and y'all couldn't hear me. Why nobody didn't say nothing? I don't know. Okay, there you go. But this is the thing. The everything that he's trying to tell me is not lining up. Adam, it says that the spirit of Allah blew air into the nostrils of Adam. With what we're reading, it says that Esau is the spirit of is the spirit of Allah. That is two different things. You can't even compare him to Adam. You see what I'm saying? According to the Quran, you can't.
Yeah, it's not the immortal man. Yeah.
What really, their creation stories are not even the same. Their creation story is not even the same. You can say that Adam didn't have a mother or father, and he wasn't born. That's not Jesus's story. Jesus was born. He had a mother, so that's not the same story. Then Adam been been having the breath of God blown in him by a spirit of God is the opposite of the story of Christ, who happens to be the word and the spirit. So the stories don't even line up. You can't even compare the two together. That's the problem.
The Muslims teach that Jesus is not Joseph's biological son, but that's false, But Christianity teaches the same thing too, so they in harmony with that.
Right, they are, and I don't know where they get. Well, to be honest with you, I think they somebody. I think the Quran is a copycat book. You got to remember, the Quran don't have no solid foundations of its own, or no sources of its own. Outside of the Quran, you can't find any other sources to validate the book. The book is a copycat off of the Torah and the Injil, which would be the Gospels. It just copies it. And Muhammad, being an illiterate man and being a tradesman at the time, who actually traveled around and was hearing these stories, was just trying to go back and retell the story that he was hearing on the road. That's why when he went to the Christians, they was like, dude, we already know these stories already. What are you talking about? So what he was doing was he was taking stories that he heard and he was making sense of it to take back home to his Arabic world, because they had over 300 and some gods. So he was studying. Matter of fact, most of his teachings came from a Christian. It's in the Hadith. Where he was gaining most of his teaching from. Matter of fact, the same man also came out and said he don't even believe he was a prophet, because most of the stuff that he's teaching, he's gaining from him. You see what I'm saying? So the Quran is a copycat book. So that's why you could go in the Quran and find similar stories related to the Torah and the Injil, but not exactly the same. And I'm gonna say this, and I'll let you jump in there. You can prove it, because when Muhammad had the Quran at the time, when the Jews would go to him, they was really just challenging him. They would go to him and they would ask him questions. He would say, why are you coming to me when you have the Torah, when you have the book? And you could tell in the Quran that it imitates the stories like the book of Noah, but it just gets it wrong. Right. So what the Muslims do is they flip the narrative. They flip the script. It's kind of like what the Gentiles have done. It's called the capital takeover. What they did is they say, well, if what you have in the book is not in the Quran, then it's false. And it should be the other way around, according to the Quran. So they go in and they imitate stories of the Torah, and they imitate stories of the Injil, and they select the parts that suit their narrative, and that's what the Quran is. Right. And it's an inaccurate book. You see what I'm saying? But I wouldn't say that. So you would say that Jesus Christ is a second Adam?
You said, would I say that?
Yes.
Yeah, but it has an esoteric meaning. I don't look at that in like a literal sense. I know that's how Christianity promotes it. You know, mainstream Christianity. Mainstream Christianity. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, mainstream Christianity is just a hijack of the true way, which is you know, to be super technical, is really the Essene way, right? Technically, but so Christianity just is the ultimate perversion of that, you know. But so with a lot of other dogmas, yeah, everybody's pulling from everybody because the truth has encompassed the whole face of the earth. So, but in bits and pieces, and it's only a remnant that have kind of been initiated and understand, you know, not just the mysteries, but like understand the proper way to walk and follow through and all that type of stuff. So, but the majority of the world, you know, they dealing with perversion either way you look at it, whether it's Islam or Christianity or whatever, you know. So, but those are like the two biggest dogmas. But this idea that, you know, Jesus Christ doesn't have, you know, literally a father and a mother. In the English Bible, Jesus is born from his mother and his father. He's a flesh and blood man, and you could see the Greek hand where they trying to in the Bible. I'm saying where they tried to take certain things out and they left other things in. Could have been a Freudian slip, you know. Maybe their intention was to take, you know, a lot of information out to convey like Jesus was a demigod, you know, like he's a hybrid being. He's not fully man, but you know, he's part God, part man. It's Hercules, right? That's one of these demigod type of beings, right? So they painted the narrative in the Bible to make it seem like he don't have a father because they're trying to say that sin passes through the blood, like your bloodline, right?
Right.
And so they run with this other narrative. We talked about this before, but like all babies are born into sin.
Yeah, I remember we had that conversation.
Yeah, and then they puff up, you know, the blood, the literal blood, as if that's taking away your sins. Now that ideology comes because these there's beings here. I'm not telling. You know, look, it's humans that have become so accustomed to drinking human blood and animal blood that they can't survive without it. Like it's real people like that on the earth, right? And their skin turns pale. It's a disease, right? And they'll literally get sick and die if they don't consume blood, like literal blood. So they the ones that fantasize about that, and that's why they try to make the Bible seem like the Most High has a fetish for blood, right? So the Most High sent, you know, Jesus. This the Christianity version, right? The Most High sent Jesus from the sky, from heaven, so that Jesus could come be a blood sacrifice for humanity. And you have to eat his body and drink his blood in a literal sense, right? So like you got to believe this in your mind that you're literally doing this so that you can be saved from your sins, right? It's all baloney. But most people that call themselves Christian, they believe that. You know, they believe like there's power in the blood. Listen, there's literally, like in the natural element, there's no power in literal blood. Zero. If you touch blood, your body becomes unclean, right? Like if you touch somebody else's blood, right? Say a person died on the street and the blood is you know, like Michael Brown, right? So, and what was that, in Missouri?
Right.
He died, his blood was in the street, right? Imagine going and touching his blood, right? But people would say, nah, we shouldn't touch the blood. You know, that's kind of gross. Yes, but you think you believe in this about this man Jesus, that somebody went up and touched his blood and was like, I'm healed. You know, my sins is forgiven. Thank you, God. Get the heck out of here, man. You know, he was speaking in code the whole time when he was saying, like, you know, listen, the words that I'm speaking is spirit and life. When you go back to Leviticus, it tell you that the life of all flesh is in the blood, right? But it's coded. It's coded. Is there a natural perspective to that? Yeah, right? Because if all the blood is extracted from a body, then yeah, the body not going to be able to be mobilized, right? It ain't going to be functioning. right? It's
Right.
going to deteriorate and you see what I'm saying? The spirit will leave. But to say that there's healing power in your blood, in the blood transfusion, you know, that's a no-go. But because they brainwashed, you know, and they not really hearing from the eternal spirit. They just believe in the lies that's in the world, you know. So Islam, you know, only really one of the main things I do respect about Islam is, at least the true side of Islam, is that they do, like when you deal with the nitty gritty, there are Muslims that truly do practice peace, right? Like they do work on that, being people, right? There's some that you'll come across as real respectful, right? They respectfully disagree if their viewpoint ain't the same thing, right? Everybody not on kill mode, you know. If you disagree, I gotta kill you and I'm a lie to you and all. Everybody don't be like that. I'm not a Muslim by any means, but I'm just saying, you know. Plus, I fully agree with them that there's only one power, right? Now, when they say the Most High don't have a child, that's where we disagree, because they consider themselves children of the source, right? So even if you don't understand it spiritually, you can still understand it naturally, that humanity, real humans, are the Most High's children on earth, right? So, and we all brothers and sisters at the end of the day, the real human beings. There's beings down here that's not human beings, you know. But
there's your seatbelt going on.
Yeah, man, my dog chewed through the daggone wire, so it keep on messing up, man. But go ahead, I'm listening to my phone.
Yeah, I gotta check my connection on my Facebook real quick. Let me see if I can hear I can hear us, because let me see here. I think. Yeah, it's kind of loud though. Hold on. Let me see. Okay. So yeah, I can hear us okay. For the people who's watching right now, if we're too loud, if the volume is too loud, let me know. Put a thumbs down or something. Okay. All right, so you can go ahead. Hello? Love.
Yeah, I'm here. Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Hold on.
So you mentioned something before we get into. Let me cut the volume down a little bit. And cut the volume. Probably got to cut a speaker down a little bit. Let me cut my speaker down a little bit. That's probably a help.
All right, what about now? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you much better now.
Yeah, so as far as to the title, just to answer that real quick, my thoughts is yes, right? But when I say yes, I'm not talking about mainstream religion, because any version of mainstream is false, you know. Religion it really just boiled down to a way of life. That's really all religion really is, man. So, you know, I think that people have an enigma when it comes to religion, you know, because of what they're used to within the world, you know, like all the falsehoods. But how you life based on your personal beliefs, that is the definition of religion. You see what I'm saying? So everybody on earth literally is religious. Every single person. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
So when people say that they're not religious, you can understand that they're saying like, well, I'm not with the mainstream stuff. But I wager that a lot of people are still ignorant. Like they don't understand religion is just how you live your life. that is religion. You know what I'm saying?
It is religion, and you think that religion can save us? How do you believe that religion can save us in any way? Like, what part of religion can save mankind? What does it do for us? I think you went out. All right, we having some difficulties here.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you now. Explain.
Yeah, because religion is just a way of life. So if I consider myself, uh, which technically I do, I consider myself an Essene Nazarene, right? So now I don't publicly like broadcast that about myself, but if somebody was to ask me, yeah, I'm a Essene Nazarene, right? Now, if you had to put me in a box, so hold on real quick.
Black Rose, there's gonna become a real deep conversation. If you want to come up on stage, where you can be able to comment and add your piece to the conversation, it'll be great. Because I would like to know if religion has helped you anyhow in your life, or has it caused more problems. Go ahead, love. You back?
All right, yeah. So when I say religion, I'm talking about if I say I'm an Essene Nazarene, then I'm gonna live my life based on the doctrine, right? The teachings of those that practice the way before me, right? Atheists are religious too because they live their life according to the dogma that they hold to, right? So even if you say I'm not religious, I don't practice religion, I practice spirituality, you are by definition still following a religion because that's just how you choose to live your life. If you say you're spiritual, right, you are religious. You just not with the mainstream stuff where they go to a building thinking that the most high stuff they building, right? So religion will save those that practice it truthfully, right? It will save them, right? Because the Most High is going to judge all souls, right, on this side at some point in the near future. So, and people don't have to agree or believe that, but we're just going to sit back and wait and find out, right? Because for me, part of my understanding is the Most High is just, right? So the Most High don't let nobody skate away with nothing. You're not going to do evil on the earth and then die a peaceful death in the earth, but there's nothing after that. No, that don't sound right. Just like if I'm doing good, right? If I'm being righteous on earth and I die a horrible death, I get murdered or something, right? Then the Most High will surely he'll repay my enemies, but he's surely going to reward me for doing the right thing while I'm living on earth, right? So, but people they believe whatever they want to believe, right? But whatever you believe, even if you don't believe, let's say the mainstream, whatever you choose to believe, right? Every soul is bound to this, and I'm a you. Whatever a person believes, they're going to live their life according to that style of belief that they possess. And that in itself, what I just explained, that's religion. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I do. But so you saying that how will one know if they live in the right religion? Because you got a lot of religions out there, and a lot of people is prospering in life that is in these different religions that teaches all of these different things and stuff like that. So how do you know if you're in the right religion? Especially if you're being blessed in the process, because a lot of people choose their religion according to their blessings, right?
Yeah, but blessings are twofold, right? So it's according to perception because if you're suffering for righteousness, right, for doing the right thing 100% of the time, right, you're seeking to work with your hands so you can provide a good service to your fellow man, right, and the animals, right. if your thoughts are pure before the Holy One, right? If you don't speak deceptive words, I could go on and on with the laundry list, but the point being, if you're righteous, but you suffer for doing the right thing, that's a true blessing, right? But if a person, now this is perception, right? Because a person could hear me say this and be like, and I disagree with that, because they start taking what I'm saying personal and making it about themselves instead of externalizing what they're hearing so they can understand the broader picture, right? So a lot of people, they think that they're being blessed because they get material possessions, right? Like a car, a house, some brand new clothes, right? Etc. Right? A gold car so they can buy an abundance of food, right? So people take that as a blessing. The Most High blessed me with this, right? Mm-hmm. Well, according to perception, that the person who perceived it that way, they're not necessarily wrong, right? Can the Most High do stuff like that? Yeah, he could, right? But what's the epitome of when the Most High talking about blessing our souls? What is he actually talking about? Right? Is he talking about the minuscule stuff, the stuff that fades away, or is he talking about the stuff that's eternal? So this is going to come into where we got to listen to Christ, right? We choosing. Is we going to hear what Christ said, or we just going to lean to our own understanding about it, right? Because Christ said, look, the true blessing is not only when you suffer for doing the right thing, right? He said, but also the Most High will take care of you in the natural. He'll provide you food, your daily provision of food, right? Now, he ain't going to give you a closet full of clothes. He ain't going to give you cabinets full of food. The Most High ain't doing that, right? How do you know? Because this is what the Christ said. When you examine your brothers and sisters, which are the animals, right? You don't see what the Most High do with them. So then you're much greater than them, right? But if they only need a little every day, so then you don't think that you should, you see what I'm saying? But people, that's perception, right, Prince? Because people are going to be like, I disagree with that. Cool, but that's perception, right? So this is my point. If I'm not making any sense, this is my point. Either way you look at it is really dependent on the observer themselves, because some person going to say, I'm being blessed because, I made $250K this year, right? Another person going to say, I'm blessed because, they may not even say it verbatim, but they might think to themselves, I would like to think that the Most High is backing me and like I'm doing the right thing, because I keep suffering for doing the right thing, Like I'm not doing the wrong thing and being punished, chastised. I'm doing the right thing and I keep suffering. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
No. Can you look in the chat, because the word bless in English is be less.
Yeah, I'm familiar with the word games, right? But when it comes down to it, it'd be funny how people criticize the language that they're speaking in while simultaneously speaking the same language.
Can religious save you? Really? Religious? Or your truth? Truth will save you, not religion.
Well, I think you absolutely. Go ahead. You can respond, love.
I was going to say to you, religion is true to those that practice.
No, they agree on golden rules on religions, and they don't do that. They don't hold that.
Okay.
So all the gentlemen are on this app.
Okay, let me finish my sentence.
No,
you don't. No. You sure?
I don't care for you.
You sure that you don't have to wait for me to finish?
No.
You want to be treated like that?
You can just block me. And get right there, your vibe already.
You don't want to be treated like that, right?
Oh, you don't treat women right.
I don't treat women right?
Oh, hey, Image. You know this guy on my PT.
What's up, Image? Peace, man. Hey, so look, right?
Shame on his father. He Ibrahim Nibu to be such a bedroom bully. On this app. On English. Shame on Dr. York.
Hey, look, right? This is the thing. Prince, you can hear me?
Yeah, I'm listening.
Prince.
Yeah, can you?
Shame on Dr. Malachi York.
Ain't it interesting how people want to be treated with the things they're not willing to give to another. Ain't
Oh, Image, how long you talk to me on this app, Image? How many years, Image?
Been a while.
No, it didn't years, because this love and this bullshit have 700. Top 10 count. Where are you, Image of God, source of life, top 5% count? How long have you talked to me on this? So can you tell me, can religious save their ass? Image?
Well, you asking?
Why has double prince and want to be king and kill the children or eat the children in this timeline? Shame on Dr. York and their teaching.
Yeah, that was a very bad religion. So what do you think, Image? What do you want to add to the title? Can religion save us today? Just think about all the religions on the earth, every set, and is it beneficial? Is the world getting better or worse? What good is religion for us today? Welcome to the stage, big guy. Image, what I asked you, but I guess you having problems with your mic. Okay, so B.I., would you like to respond to the title of the room? Can religion save us? Yes or no?
It's B.I., but I appreciate you for bringing me to the stage, and I absolutely believe religion saves people. Yes.
Okay, would you like to deal with this love for a second while I warm up my coffee? Or I can wait.
You said what?
Would you like to? He believes that religion can most definitely save people. Would you like to deal with him on this while I warm up my cup of coffee real quick?
Nah, I don't mind. Peace, B.I. Hey, Don, I don't know if you heard me, bro, but peace to you. Peace, I don't think I spoke to Black Rose neither, but peace. Peace to Rose B. Peace to you, too. Yeah, I agree. I said it earlier, bro. I think before you came in the room.
Please speak to me.
Image, you sound chopped up. I don't know if you heard me, Image. It sound chopped up on your end, but I agree.
No, I said I was messing with you. I heard you. Earlier.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. I may be in the middle, but I'm on the back.
Okay, I got you.
What?
I agree with you, but it depends on like what context you're talking. So if you want to elaborate, go ahead.
Well, I just mean in the simple regard to the title. Can religion save us? Absolutely. If we're talking about a specific religion, and that's a little bit different. I come from a Muslim background, so obviously I want to lean and be swayed towards that position.
I got you. So if you were to speak unbiased, right? So let me ask you a question. You know what the definition of religion is? The etymology of
Yeah, something you do with repetition to a degree, right?
Yeah. Would you agree with me? Like a way of life, just how you live your life.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, miss. So if you were to speak unbiased, putting aside how you perceive reality, right, yourself, because we all got a specific dogma that we hold into, right? Even if a person say, I don't believe in nothing, that's a dogma. You feel me? So if you were to put that aside on a personal level, so what would you say as far as religion, like the way of living or the repetition of a thing, right? What would you say as far as?
Well, just on a level like that, religiously, you just should practice good character, good manners. I think all religions outside of just speaking to your spirit more so addresses how to handle your neighbor. and how to interact with your fellow human. So as long as you just displaying good character and have some moral grounding to yourself, that could be religious in a degree as well.
Man, hey Prince, see, I'm glad you let me chop it up with the brother. Hey, I appreciate you, man, because I agree 100% with you, bro. Because if when it comes down to morality, it's high up there on the totem pole, right? Peace, Bleedo, and Universal. It's high on the totem pole, right? At the same time, it's like that's the thing that most people struggle with, right? Is how to treat one another and the ones who people think don't even matter. I'm talking about the animals, right? And so when it comes down to it, it's like, yeah, bro, if we practice being kind to one another, if we practice unconditionally loving one another, despite, right? You may see this that way, I may see it this way, right? If we could put that aside, I ain't saying we gotta be like, well, if you believe that, I think you're gonna bust hell wide open type thing. I'm saying, okay, if you call it this, but I call it that, tomato, right? It's like, Slim, we could put that to the side, right? And still show kindness to each other, still be respectful to one another, still love one another, right? If you need a house built, right? Shoot, I'll put my hands to the plow, no worries, right? Even if I'm not the one benefiting. What's wrong with that? But when it comes down to, so anyway, I ain't trying to rant. I'm just saying, yeah, I'm with you 100% on that, man.
Before I speak, I'm gonna let Image get in there. Image, and then the floor is open for anybody else. I can speak last. I've been talking for 2 hours.
Appreciate it. I was just gonna say, that's all it is. It's just like continuously just understanding each other's mindsets. So it's how you literally let Bea open up that word for you, like he opened up what he meant. That's what many people need to allow people to do. It's like, oh, let's open that up. Let's open up that package, just so we can actually see what's in that person's mind, because again, we want to make sure that we're just all on the same page on the things that we're saying. And as long as we're able to do that, then yeah, we can build in the same language, even though we're not saying the same thing. We still, because we have our different ways of speaking, but at the end, as long as we know it's all going in accordance with the same word, which is love, and what love actually looks like is basically how we treat one another and how we value each other's minds. So that's what I want to put on right there.
Yeah, I wanted to speak to the title, Can Religion Save Us? I think I believe there's like a universal religion that kind of speaks to nature. It responds in direct accordance to reality as we know it. And it's only the pure-hearted, I believe only like pure-hearted people can see it. And I believe that's the main reason why when a lot of the miracles was being done, and scripture and whatnot, the people who was experiencing it, like some people kind of saw it and some people saw what was happening, but they was in denial about it, and or they quickly rationalized it as if it wasn't what they were actually seeing, and they automatically came up with some type of explanation behind why it happened and why it couldn't have been what they actually saw. And I think that is the big difference. So, in other words, what I'm saying is there's a universal religion in another dimension that's like right before our eyes, and some people will notice it, and sadly, a lot of people just won't.
Dubs, welcome to the stage. If you would like to respond to the title of the room, before I come with the opposite position, to why I don't think religion is good for us. I kind of want to allow everybody to speak on it. So you're welcome to the stage. If you want to speak, you got the floor.
Yeah, I think religion is something that we do need, because you need to know the faith that has your God in it. Like, you actually need to know your God. Like, your God needs to talk to you. At least talk to you, because God is silent. You know, you need to witness his power or something. You can't be running around here floss like just walking blindly and just doing anything and everything, because even in the religion that I serve, there's false teachings in it. You know what I'm saying? And those false teachers they don't get paid. They got a reward for what they did, you know, because what they're doing is actually leading people ahead. So I think that religion is faith-based, and in your faith, you need to meet your God.
I'll compliment that real quick again before it gets to a different place, you know, because as far as religion, you know, it's of the one that is speaking about it, you know, so everybody's going to be speaking about religion based off of maybe, like I said, higher level or surface level. So if we're speaking from a surface level, of course, it's not going to be good on the surface level from what we were able to experience with our own eyes before actually getting the truth, you know. But when we speak on it at a higher level, when it's held by the truth, then yes, it becomes good. But yeah, on the surface, no. A lot of things on the surface is not good within this world. So it's like it has to be given to all of our fathers in order for it to be good in that aspect.
And I wanted to also kind of compliment what Emmett just said. Like, on the surface level, always typically, like, generally, when people say religious or religion, they typically are talking about the things that separate us, which is the surface level, I believe, religion. And that's worldly religion. But a universal religion speaks to nature itself. And that's what I was in purpose. So that's grounded in also a spirit, intimate relationship with unconditional love, with sacrificial love. And everyone has that open door to receive that and understand it, to understand that this life, everything could teach you something, even if coming from a wise, a universal religious viewpoint, you realize that every religion has something to offer you. Like, you can get some type of knowledge from it. You may not believe in the same God per se, or whatever they're trying to push to you, but you can still learn from it. And so a universal religion is more so an intimate relationship with Source. And it just so happened that, for example, they say great minds think alike. So I'll give you an example. A lot of people may not see it this way, but so Maya Angelou, she said, if they knew better, they do better. A lot of people would disagree with that. But I realized that a lot of it, the wisest people I know kind of understood where she was coming from, and I did as well. So if you knew better, you do better. And I'll even add Dr. Phil in the mix. Dr. Phil said,
not Dr. Phil.
He said, people are doing, it's better to alleviate yourself from whatever type of stress you have holding on to if you realize that people are doing the best with what they have. So that's synonymous with if they knew better, they do better. So great minds think alike. And then that's also synonymous with what Jesus said.
Wait. You said great minds think alike. And a great
minds think alike.
And great mind of men or women? Because the hormone is a point of my truth. How will mourn. And men will be dick brain forever or what?
All right, that's your perspective. But and then I'll land with this. You can say whatever you want to say.
Because I know about the Christ marriage. Not
go ahead. Yeah. Say whatever you want to say after. Say whatever you want to say after this. I will want to understand, but let me just land what I want to say, and then you can say whatever you want to say. I understand the hormones too.
Go ahead, lie your dickhead.
Yeah, so Maya Angelou said, if they knew better, they do better. Dr. Phil said, people are doing their best with what they have. So, take that in consideration with the ignorance that come out of people's mouth. And then also, Jesus also said, forgive them for they know not what they do. So all of them kind of, they're coming to the same conclusions. They're just saying the same thing in different ways. So that's just an example of people, one, of how great minds think alike, but also how, when you're sincerely trying to reach out from an empathetic place and you're considering other people, you come to the realization that, in order to save yourself, and in order for you not to have a heart attack because you're stressed out from trying to change someone's point of view, you come to a realization that, that's the best they got. I'm just bless their heart. Let them do, they're doing their best with what they got.
Are you done?
But
you doing your best.
Uma, I just want to say this to Universal, right?
No, Chairman Dr. Malachi York.
So Universal, and based off of that aspect of all those people saying the same thing, right? It's the biggest thing about quantity. Is when it comes down to quantity, right? If quantity edifies one person over the other, that person that they would edify, they'll put that person's word and say that person's word is better than the other person's word, even though they say the same exact thing. That's why edification usually comes out to be so huge. So even though, and of course, if you knew better, you'd do better. On the surface level, at the same time, it's like some people, we have people like Solomon that knew better. He knew better than many people, but he still didn't do better because, of course, it takes a good heart to do better at the same time. So that's why I say wisdom is a word is nothing without wisdom. And wisdom is nothing without a good heart.
Also fear, right?
So Solomon ain't know too much better all the women that he was distracted by, and then all those false idols. Yeah.
That's the harder aspect of things. That's the heart of it. It's like his heart was more attached to the things that he desired within that nature. So if he put his heart to wisdom, wisdom would cause them not to step away from the true women, that the only woman that go for God, not the ones that go for other guys as well. So yeah, but
and his mother was Bathsheba.
The fuckery of Dr. York have how many wives?
Right. So his mother was Bathsheba, and obviously his father was King David. So I think he was also dealing with some mommy-daddy issues with the curse that was upon the kingdom from what they did. You know what I mean?
That's what it is, right? The man is the seed, but the woman is the soil, right? So it's the aspect of what you're putting your seed into. What's the woman that you're putting your seed into at that point? Who is she?
Well, I want to also mention that, when men typically objectify a lot of women, that a lot of times that is because they have some hatred toward their unconscious hatred toward their mother. So he was trying to fill that void with all of those other women because he had some type of hatred towards his mother, which is just a mere reflection of self-hatred. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
some type of self-hatred.
Exactly. So then they start being fruitful and multiply with the wrong people. You know what I'm saying? So they start going crazy with it. You know what I'm saying? So it's not being fruitful and multiplying with the word, but it's like, oh, that woman gonna get it. That woman gonna get it. So they just start planting seeds and hoping that one comes out right, but they don't know they're planting a lot of corrupted seeds at the same time. So,
and wisdom is nothing without love too, because knowledge puffs up chest, but love edifies. So he had all the wisdom in the world, but he was lacking love, and you know, God knew his heart just like God knew his father's heart, right? Because his father did something wicked.
Have son and no daughter.
Yeah.
Oh,
and
you're such a lie.
So Uma, he had not the way that people would think it looks though. You know, like so.
I don't care anymore, Image. I heard you long enough on this side. So you continue on the liar part.
So you understand what I mean? Then possibly, you know, when I say like when it comes down to a man and woman, we're all in one body. You know, so of course.
Please, the hermaphrodite then.
No, I'm saying as far as when I say that. When I say that,
they got all faith and the children's future are about the inward cult of albino.
No, not like that, Umar. It's more about
I don't like your bullshit anymore, Image.
I got you. So yeah, but that's what it's more about different understanding when it comes down to man and woman. So, but I know when someone's in the body of a woman, they will identify as that. So they have to go into a higher level of thinking.
You're not going to talk about Hero Skamar, huh?
You said talk about who?
Hero Skamar, the wedding garment of God.
Those images don't come in my mind, like you said, like apple and banana or nothing like that. So it's only certain names that will probably come in my mind.
Okay, I will put the terms in for the correction of your bullshit.
You said terms? Well, you talking about... So you're basically speaking about the world that you like that, so it could be understood in the world that you're speaking about right now.
That's the correct term. I typed in the chat already. Wake the fuck up to truth.
Hey, real quick.
Really the correct term?
Real quick. Image, no mean to cut you. Real quick, Uma. I am live on my YouTube channel, my Facebook and TikTok and stuff. So can we refrain from the profanity, please? Thank you.
Oh, you are the avatar and create all the story bullshit on the hologram. Okay.
Yeah. So Uma, I was gonna just say, do you feel as though that's the right way to say it, or do you feel like that's the right way that was taught that was given to you, so you accepted it to be the right way of saying it?
The right way is what way? Right?
There's no right way.
Which angle on 360 degrees?
I say it like this, right? There's no right way to say anything in this world. There's only a right way to do things in this world. So in order to understand
and how do they gonna know that you do things right without a phone?
That's when it becomes an example. So that's when you have to lead by example in order for them to see what is right.
And on this app is a voice app. How do you hear Image?
So in order to hear, you have to be able to sit still. You know.
No, how do you hear an image?
You said, how do you hear an image?
Mm-hmm.
These are obviously fallacious in nature. I don't even know why.
People want to be anonymous on this app. How do you hear a truth of a person on this app, Image?
Do you consider yourself a sober person?
I see what you say. You need whatever, Yahweh. I do not just speak just English.
Yeah, she's from Thailand.
Don't speak for me.
Got you, Uma.
No, you don't.
No, I'm saying I got you. I won't speak for you. Is what I was saying. When I said I got you, I wasn't saying I
got
you.
You're an asshole, okay? I made a lot on this app.
Mm-hmm. So.
And the word CAR, car, doesn't ring a bell, Image?
When I hear car, my image of something, you know.
What kind of car?
See many right now.
Yeah.
But
And
you
what
want me
color of the car that you see in your head?
My eyes are open, so I'm seeing cars.
Your eyes are open. Close your eyes.
I'm driving. It'll be pretty dangerous.
Bullshit. Bullshit.
Okay, so this is my issue. This is what I would like to add to it. I think religion is what jacked up mankind. I think that was the devil's biggest weapon to cause division amongst God's elite, amongst God's children, with these titles of religion. I think that with religion, it gives man permission to rape. It gives men permission to murder. It gives men permission to kill. I think with religion, it keeps people from being unified. It keeps Muslims from befriending Christians. It keeps Christians separate amongst Christians in their own denomination. I think religion is the beginning of all wars. I believe all wars start and mostly finish behind religion. I think religion is the reason for destruction on earth, and I think we should get rid of it. That's my opinion, and I'll take all opposers.
Chris, that is totally sad. Because then you forgot all history of mankind. That's a stupid premise right there.
I'd like to speak. I agree with Prince right there. I think religion is outdated.
I
think it causes division. I think you shouldn't interrupt me. I think it causes division. Prince, you got to moderate your room, bro.
Just did.
It causes division.
There, she's gone.
I think it's outdated. And I'm not sure if you're a Muslim, Prince, or a Christian, but
no, I'm actually not Muslim, but I've dealt with multiple Muslims, and I see where religion have also destroyed Muslims. Muslims' religion don't allow them to follow the Quran.
This the thing with Islam. Islam is extremely Eurocentric, and if you look at Islam, it enslaved Africans over 1,000 years, and it still does. You see, I think for any person trying to follow religion is really based on culture. So why would you follow like a religion that's based on a culture that's not of yours? That doesn't make sense. You see, but people still follow these things, and then religion is absurdity, because you actually believe a book written by some God or people inspired by God, and you actually believe this. Tomasa, thinking it's history. Won't you go read up on history? You see, instead of reading a book full of fairy tales and myths. These things in these holy books is not factually true. It didn't happen. It don't exist. The miracles Jesus did is not true. It's impossible. You see? The people defend this with conviction, with all their heart and mind and power. And it's absurdity. You see? So you got a Christian or Muslim. What do we do now? What would we do? We meet on a battlefield over religion? That don't get no one nowhere. These is part of the issues.
And you as well, Dubs.
I'm as well. I'm not religious.
No, I said, I hear you as well. That's
what you're not religious?
No, I'm not. I'm logical. I'm real.
But he's speaking, like, that's the moment I said earlier. I said, you're either going to hear, like, when people disagree, they're speaking on the surface. So, like, we all agree on the surface level. When it comes down to saying is religion good on the surface level? No, because we see that people use their flesh when it comes down to religion on the outer level.
Image, are you religious? You believe in Christianity?
Believe in who I follow.
Are you an Israelite though? See, quit playing, man. That's religion. Y'all play too much.
No, I got Dubs. Pay attention to me very quickly. Because I don't know what those words mean to you. So I don't.
Do you believe it?
So if you say, do I believe in the Bible? I can say yes, but I don't believe on the surface level. When it comes down to the surface level thinking, I'm not at the surface when it comes down to the things that I'm saying. That's what I'm saying to you right now.
Do you believe in a God? Do you think that God, the biblical God?
That's the same God I know.
See, you playing though, bro. Like this lie talking to a religious person.
I got you, Dubs. It's because look, you're not.
Just answer the question, bro. Like this is like religion turns me off.
So Dubs, I'll say yes. But if I say yes to you, are you willing to value me?
No, so you believe in Proverbs, the Genesis, and Adam and Eve, and all Jesus and all of this.
Yes, but not on the surface, though.
Okay, man. So quit playing, though, bro.
So I'm saying, do you believe in that?
No.
So why don't you believe in it?
Because it's false. I looked at history.
Who taught you history?
So I gotta do this. This is like some child stuff. So I was a kid. I didn't know you learn from it. I gotta go through this, man. This is childlike. This is absurdity. If I had a conversation with you about anything else, we get to the point we wouldn't be doing this. This is what religion does, right here. It's absurdity, literally.
So this is what I'm telling you right now. You read the Bible, right, Dubs? So you read the Bible before, Dubs?
I haven't read it front to back. I've got many Bible passages. Yes, I've read it.
So you read Genesis. So
yes.
All right. So do you know what Adam and Eve looked like?
Okay, so Adam and Eve is a false story, bro.
So how would you say it's false if you don't?
Because you cannot populate, man. If you look at it, you cannot populate the earth with one man and one woman. Then you got to think about the humans. Were they upright humans like us?
You see what I'm saying?
Or were they homo? It goes back. It's other forms of humans.
I agree with you on that.
Let me tell you, it starts off like a comic book. It says in the beginning. What is that?
Dubs, I agree with you on that.
So when you need to drop just drop it.
No, Dubs, you need to drop. You need to kill that side of yourself in order to understand what someone else is saying. So I know right now, like you want to be against it, yes, and I understand. Your surface side of self wants to be against it because it doesn't make sense on the surface. It doesn't. It's not going to make sense on the surface. Because it wasn't meant to make sense on the surface. It's a spiritual book.
You see now, so why would God, the Almighty Creator, people inspired by God, make a book that I can't understand?
They didn't make it for surface people.
That's what I'm talking about, man. Like you really a Bible believer. I know you is. You gotta play. See, you know what to be religious is? You gotta be perpetually defending nonsense and twisting and turning like you are.
No, this is what I'm telling you.
No, yes, it is.
I'll say it like this, Dubs, right? We'll try something else. Because you don't know what Adam and Eve looks like. Do you know what an apple looks like?
Yes, I do.
And you know what a chair looks like.
Yes,
you know what all these things look like. But when it comes down to this book, you don't know what nothing looks like. That's why you're against it. You don't know what an angel looks like. You don't know what a giant looks like. You don't know what nothing looks like. So from you being against something you don't know, you're just fighting. You're fighting against yourself instead of looking for wisdom.
You know, I just. The stories in the Bible, certain things and things you can learn from, and I like Proverbs, and but it's like, dude.
I understand you is what I'm telling you. I understand when it comes down to it because it's like when we go to school, we're being taught by surface level people. So they're teaching us what an angel looks like to them. If we go to our parents, like, Mom, Dad, what is the tree of knowledge of good and evil looks like? They're like, son, that's the tree right there. Oh, Mom, Dad, what does a giant look like? Oh, you see, son? That's the giant right there. So these are things that we go through because we're not being taught by wisdom. We're being taught by surface level people. This is what religion did.
Okay, so who should we be taught by? A pastor, one of them Israelite people? I don't know what you.
Oh, those are still surface level people.
So who do we get taught by?
You step away.
We're all
from
humans.
No, we step away from all those people because those people keep you as a human.
Do what?
You step away from all those people and you start all over, and then you basically clear yourself. You fast away from the world, and then that's when you look to get God to give understanding. Not those people. Like I said, God is a word that everyone uses. So it's the fact that it's a religious word, just like love is a religious word. These are all religious words. If I was to go into a room right now and I said I love you, they'll be like, "Whoa, you weird, bro." Or somebody will be like, "Yo, I only love my father or my wife." That's how, you have to understand, people have religious minds. In this world, that's why I tell people it's only you versus you. And I can't say that to everybody because a lot of people don't know who they are. And when people don't know who they are, their mind becomes very religious, which means they only see things the way that they want to see it. They don't hear nobody else besides themselves. So that's what I'm telling you. Right now, I'm saying, I hear you. but you have to make sure you step outside of your world in order to hear someone else. That's like that has to do with becoming a leader.
You got to be logical, man, and be real. Like, don't none of that. Like, man, Joe, that's why it's hard. It's really hard to talk to a religious person.
I'm not
because you're still clouded. No, yes, you are. All it is.
So you're putting that on me.
No, man, you talking about believe the Bible surface level. How can God make a book and I read it and he don't tell me like he don't make it clear?
Bro, you don't ask him. You're asking the world.
No, I'm asking God. That's why where is God? See this confusion? What was we doing before the Bible? Like all of this, that's you perpetually defending things you can't defend.
No, I got you. So before the Bible, we was experiencing things. So we was processing, we was experiencing, and we was maturing. That's the levels of things. It's process, progress, and mature. But people are not processing right now. So that's why they're not progressing. So they're staying at a level of, like, when you're processing, you're now thinking again. When you're progressing, you're putting the pieces together. And when you mature, you're now walking with confidence on what you're talking about. A lot of people are not confident because they're still not processing what they're saying. They're just talking. So when you sit still, you process. You got to take days off from the world. But right now, people are continue to work for the world. So it's like they're not giving back time to themselves, and that's how you get to your higher self. So that's why when it came down to the Bible, when people were throwing stones at Jesus, they were really throwing stones at their higher self. But they didn't know that because they didn't know who they really were. They were manipulated people from the very beginning.
Okay, so you believe in Jesus. Can you show me any? I can show you proof, video proof. You interrupted me already. I can show you video proof of ancient people in their coffins. Show me some proof of any biblical figure, like of any real evidence in any way, shape, or form that would be tangible to some degree. Show me.
Right here, right now.
You can't. No, you can't, period. You want to know why? I'm going to show you coffins of people existing over 2,500 years ago.
But
video proof. I got you.
You're looking at the surface.
This is real. What you mean surface?
That's surface.
That's surface.
Yes. That's what I'm telling you that. You're still thinking on the surface level. Like, you have to go above that level that you're on. This is what you're fighting. You're fighting with nothing right now.
Ancient mummies, bro. Watch this. This one over 2,500 years ago. Video proof of it. Where yours at? Where yours at? From a trusted source. Where yours at?
You like an atheist or an agnostic?
I read my profile. Yes, I'm an atheist.
I already knew it was like an atheist.
I told you I'm an atheist. Before you get, I'm an atheist.
Hey, so then you religious. Why you arguing against religion? You religious, man.
Why am I arguing against religion?
Yeah, you religious.
Because it's outdated. It's false. It causes division.
But you religious.
How?
You just explained your religion.
No, I gotta beg. I have to. I gotta eradicate it.
Slim, you are religious. What are you talking about?
I gotta eradicate it.
You are religious.
And then you know that I call it religious gangbanging. So actually, I've actually admitted that. I concede to that point. I'm religious
gangbanging. So you believe?
No, I don't believe it. No,
hold on.
But why are you participating in it?
Because it needs to be eradicated. It's outdated and false.
Hey, Doug, listen. You say, right? Tell us your dogma. According to atheism, just explain it for the people that may be ignorant.
Atheism is you do not believe in God.
Okay, now you live your life based on that, right?
Yes.
Okay, nigga, you religious. What are you talking about?
See, now context is everything. I don't believe in no holy book. I don't believe in holy prophets. I don't believe in Adam and Eve. I don't believe in none of that nonsense and mumbo jumbo. No, I'm not religious. I'm real and logical.
Man, go read the etymology of the word religious.
You see how you play? You religious yourself. Because you playing. Mark 12:29 in your bio. I know you religious. Because you play. I told you. To be religious is perpetually defending nonsense and playing.
Listen.
That's religion. You are religious.
That's literally what you're doing now, bro.
No, I'm not. I told you I'm logical.
Hold on, man. Listen. Hold on. You believe that you yield to your logic, right? You are religious. You call yourself an atheist. You are religious.
Perpetually
playing games, man.
Perpetually.
Yeah, you perpetually.
You and other religious people.
Man, look, I don't have a problem with it. I'm religious. I ain't got no shame in that. And guess what? I believe in my heart, my religion gonna save me.
Sturdy. You hear what you just said?
And all them that submit to it, I believe they will be saved.
I got a question. Quick question.
Ain't no shame in what I'm talking about.
Love.
Show me one of them biblical figures buried. I just showed you an ancient coffin 2,500 years ago. Go show me any biblical figure.
Hey, Say, let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a question.
Show me.
Can you hear me? Dub, you can hear me?
I can hear you.
All right, look, let me ask you a question. You ready?
I hear you.
All right. What's grass made out of?
What is grass made out of?
Yeah.
That comes from the earth. So what I would tell you, I would have to do some research on it. But I would tell you,
do some research.
It's what we know is grass. So it grows as grass.
What is made from?
What is we got to do more research, bro?
So
not to say I don't know about it, I would have to look up on it. Right now, I couldn't give you an educated answer.
So what you saying is you don't know, right?
At this particular time, yes.
That's problem. Fine. Look, no problem.
That's good.
Let me ask you another question. Yeah, that's fair. Let me ask you another question. How many trees is it on the face of the earth?
I don't know.
All right, so we getting somewhere. That's my point, man. When it come down, if we don't know something, it's just wise to be like, I don't know, right? If you don't know the etymology of the word religion, then don't say that you're not religious, bro. Just agree with somebody like Image who telling you, right? Listen, none of us agree that religion on the surface is good. That's not going to save you. Religion behind the surface, that's what's going to save people, right? If you can understand what you into, right? But most people don't comprehend what they into. They just follow in the crowd, right? Because they just glad to be a part of some gangbanging type stuff, even on a spiritual note. So it's you got to be wise in heart, bro. When it come down to it, anyway, I ain't trying to preach to your rant. I'm just saying, bro, if we don't know something, just say you don't know, right? People kicking against religion and don't even understand what the word means. It's not a bad word. You see what I'm saying? It's not a bad word, bro. Just like Satan is not a bad word. Satan means adversary, right? So right now, Dubs, I would be Satan to you, right? I would be your adversary because I'm disagreeing with you and you disagreeing with me. See how the words, man, the woman come in the room earlier and she talking smack. Man, come on, man. Over words? But then you want somebody to hear you out, right? But you can't show respect to your neighbor. You can't show kindness to your neighbor. Get the heck out of here, man. These Bama's be hypocrites, man.
No, I'm not a hypocrite, bro. That's a good point. No, that's a good point you just made. No, that's fair. That's fine, bro. Okay, I got you. That's a very good point. I've actually said that. Like, when I live my life, I'm going to go out, work out, do what I do, whatever. Religion don't even get it. I've said never comes up, except on this app, and when people have that discussion. I always stress being a great individual. You see? But let me tell you this too. I have no problem with religion. I have a problem with toxic religion. You see? So when you tell me only Israelites saved by God, and you got to take away from your culture. You got to learn the language. In Islam's case, the language, Arabic language is above all languages. You see? The Arab-centric has got nothing to do with my culture. You tell me Israelites is the best people they came to save? You tell God your Bible, if God hates, he kills people. I hate, who did he say he hate? Esau hated. He kills all over the place. To me, that's toxic religion, respectfully. Like, to me, it's religion is just toxic. That's why, like, you gotta literally, man, like repackage religion in the Bible and all of that.
That's why I said, like, when it comes down to that aspect of things, we all agree with you. We're not against you.
No, you don't.
Because, like, on a surface level, yes. Like, trust me, bro. Like, I was in those rooms that say Israel can only be saved. And at that point, as a child, you're like, what does Israel look like? But then you're having the world explain Israel to you. They're like, Israel is black people. And that's not what God is really saying. That's not what he's saying at all. That's what they are saying. For real. So it's to the point where they are giving you their God, which is their understanding, which is their perspective. So you are against the perspectives of the world, which is the ego. We are all against it. We're supposed to be against the ego of people because God has nothing to do with our ego. If we're speaking about our ego, we're speaking about ourselves. They are speaking about themselves and what makes them happy or what they like to see, smell, taste, touch, hear, feel, and do. That's not, because if we speak about ourselves, we are all against each other. We're not all the same. We're not all going to like to see, smell, taste, touch, hear, feel, and do the exact same things. That's what we're against each other on, for real. And this world plays us against each other with our egos. So when we take our egos out of it, we're now able to hear each other all the time because we're all using words that we like to use, for real. So in order to understand your words, I have to sit down and understand you and value you. I have to love you in order for me to understand you. And that's why I say love is level of value elevated. The more that you value yourself, the more that you elevate. And the more that you elevate in value, now you're able to see what people are lacking value at. So you're able to give it to them, but they have to want it. They have to appreciate you. You can't what they say, you can bring a horse to water, but you can't force it to drink. You can't force nobody to do nothing in this world. Even if you do love them, you find out in this world all the time. So the only thing we're saying is like we agree on surface level. Like these are egos trying to read the Bible. The egos was not supposed to read the Bible in the first place. Because they are the ones that corrupt the word of God.
Okay, now you see, I get you. Now you see, now you believe in the Bible. You say corrupt the word of God. You with that? Okay, now watch this. What you say about the man that believes in the Quran?
What?
What do you say about the man that believes in the Quran?
There's still a lot of them are egos still. Like I said.
No, but what if he? But what if he come in the culture? He from Sudan, one of the Somalia. All he knows is Muslim, Islam. You see, he telling him about some Bible. All he knows the Quran and Islam.
Hey, real quick,
it's culture, it's geography, bro.
If I could answer that,
they didn't do in India. Now I gotta go to him.
Let me answer that, Doug. For one, the Quran, there's actually nothing wrong with the Quran. To the degree if you actually read it, they just don't practice what the Quran say. They kind of do what Christians do. You see what I'm saying? But I wouldn't. As far as what they believe in the Messiah. They believe in the virgin birth. They believe in one God. The only difference is why do you say, why you give me the thumbs down, B.I.?
Your interpretation that we don't follow the text the right way. That's all.
Well, really, you don't.
It's about you. It's being about like a whole conglomerate.
I'm talking about right.
And not everybody's gonna do the same thing.
But I could prove it. Like when they say that the Torah is extorted, when they say that you don't have to go by the Torah or the Injil or the Gospels because it's extorted, it's not all there. When the Quran simply states that none of Allah's words would be extorted, none of it. So a Muslim that dismisses the Torah and the Injil is not keeping the Quran. Because the Quran was supposed to be a protector of the Torah and the Injil. So that's what I mean when I say they don't practice what it teaches. Go ahead.
Yeah, I just think that's a misunderstanding, but y'all can keep building, bro.
So what I was saying is like, it's not have to do just like I know people that look at the Bible, they don't really practice the Bible. There's people that read every book that's not like really doing all the instructions in the book, for real. So that's why I said it's like, that's why when people ask me, what do I identify with? I don't identify with nothing, because again, if I was to identify with something, I will get offended, for real. So if I identify as a Christian, and then someone says, man, Christians don't be knowing what they're talking about, Christians are dumb, man, Christians, is like, we'll get offended. Like, what do you mean? It's like, no. But like, if it had nothing to do with you, you're not involved. They're speaking their experience at the end of the day. So we want to identify, like when I was, Bia, you was in a room the other day, the one that they was not allowing me to speak on, right? Yeah. So what did those people identify as? They identified as women. So when they identified as a woman, that's why they was asking that question. They're like, oh no, what do you mean a woman could get smacked by a man? And so they identified with that. So now they get offended. So from them being offended is because they were taught that they were women, for real. But they're only women according to their body, for real. So now they're thinking that a physical man body can strike them, but that's not what For real. So when you're speaking with the understanding that God really gives us, is giving a different understanding, but of course, on the surface level, it confuses people. Because they're like, nah, because according to them, they're correct. According to their rules, they'll go to jail. For real. But that's why you know that they're not really following the instruction of God.
So, Image, let me ask you a question. Following Dove's analogy, would it be safer just to view scriptures as bedtime stories? Would it be safer just to view them as like advices, like people just giving you a proper advice or a decent way of living rather than making it a way of life?
I would say like this. The Bible is beautiful when it comes down to a child asking why. So, and then that's when you can read the Bible to them and you'll explain to them why. It's like, why can't I do this? Why? Because that's a child. Why? Let me read this to you. Let me read the story to you. Is it really a bedtime story? No. It's wisdom that you're reading to them and you're giving them detail, for real. So that's why the Bible is a beautiful thing to be able to utilize so they can now be able to understand why. Like, they don't know why.
Okay, how long? No, I was just wanted to welcome, I don't want to screw your name, Halawaya, to the stage. After Biya finished with what he's saying, if you want to add something to the title, that'd be great.
I just wanted to say, when it comes down to understanding a certain mystery, it's just as simple as this, man. Like, what's underneath the ground, the earth, right? There's precious things that's under the ground, right? Even food for the natural body, right? You put a seed in, you wait a little while, and then something pop out, right? That's beneficial to you. So when you're reading these, quote unquote spiritual literatures, right? These spiritual texts, the point ain't just to read it on the surface. You just walking on the ground. You just no compass. You don't know where you're going, what you're doing, right? You're supposed to read with the intent to try to understand what's the deeper point behind this, right? What's the deeper meaning, right? You just looking at the surface. Yeah, it looked pretty on the surface, right? And you can talk about that all day, right? You can interpret it in several different ways. But what's underneath the water? Oh my gosh, it's a whole bunch of life. Look at all these different creatures and look how they all look different from one another, yet they all got harmony. Dang. So when you're reading the Bible, the Quran, the Bhagavad Gita, when you're reading Buddha's literature, etc., right? The point is not to just read it like a bedtime story or a fairy tale or, just come away with your own conclusion. The point is, I'm trying to understand, what do this really mean, right? And then I'm going to deal with this. Then you start realizing, oh man, the beautiful tapestry between all these different cultures, all these different peoples, right? It's a symmetrical parallel line to where everybody is technically on the right track, right? Albeit there, because of words, right, there can be a great misunderstanding. But it's kind of like the thread, everybody kind of following that thread to a degree. I ain't saying literally every person, I'm saying you can see the tapestry when you pay attention.
But this is what I'm saying. Everybody can kind of be on the right track according to whom? According to whom's understanding, according to whom's culture. I mean, when you say kind of on the right track, if I'm a Muslim, how can I kind of be on track with other Muslims, or am I kind of on track with Christians and their understanding of what righteousness is and what salvation is and what commandments is and laws is? Same thing with Buddha. Are they kind of on track? According to whom? According to their understanding, according to their practices, according to their logic, according to what they believe in, or according to somebody else's understanding and culture and beliefs and books and stories? This is my point. My point is, I believe the real issue is when we start blending in and trying to force others to live according to our understanding, culture, and religion. So when we go in after Muslims who do not practice the Bible, do not practice the God of the Bible, but they have a book with their historical records in it, that's giving them a way to live according to their culture and where they at. And according to our Bible, this nation was supposed to be a nation of many kings. That's prophecy. But you got to have structure in kingdoms. In the palace, you got to have structure. So who's to say, because the Most High is dealing with them according to that prophecy, that he has to establish a different culture with them because of the prophecy and because they have to become many kingdoms. And that would be a different prophecy of the prophecy of Israel. So what he puts on Israel to carry out would not be the same thing. So why would Israel go in mingling with the Muslims and vice versa? Why not just strictly just accept the culture and the historical records that they're following, and like the Quran instruct the Muslims to do, that they don't do, and just accept scripture for what it is, and not to bash other scriptures. That's also something Muslims don't do. That's in the Quran. That's what I meant earlier about they don't practice what it teaches, because you're not supposed to bash other people, gods, nor their books, spiritual books. So that's my point there. That's why religion is an issue, because religion causes them not to follow the Quran. But that's what I wanted to say. So you can deal with that.
Back to what Image was talking about, bro. I don't think that has a reflection on Islam. I just think that has a reflection on people. People are born to sin, created to sin, and we live in sin daily. So people are going to manipulate text and do what they do to justify the endings and the desires of their heart, but that has no reflection on it.
But this is my thing, and then I would like for Halawaya, if they want to say so, to get in here. This the thing. Religion causes man to do that. That's the whole point. It's the religion, and it's the Muslim religion that causes them to extort the words of the Quran. When they say, like when the Muslims say that the Jews and the Christians extorted the words, that was through the teachings. That's what the Quran says. It was some of them that manipulated it through the teachings. This is what the Muslims are doing today. They taking the scriptures and they manipulating them. They're not going along with it, but they're using religion to do it. So no, the Quran doesn't say it, but they would tell you, well, this is how this is how the scholars taught it to us, and they go outside of the book. This is the problem with religion. Religion teaches you to go outside of the book and lean on your own understanding and feelings and emotions. Halawa, I don't want to keep messing up your name, but if you want to come on and say something to the title and be you can respond to what I said after that. Go ahead, brother.
Hi, everybody.
Oh, you're a woman. I'm so sorry. Go ahead, sis.
You guys hear me okay?
Yes.
So like many titles on Clubhouse, this one is very broad. Can religion save us? So I'm Muslim. And I don't believe that all forms of religion can save people, whether you're, a Buddhist or a Christian or Jewish, for example. My personal belief is that if you obey the Quran, right? If you obey the words of the Quran and what Allah has commanded of you as a Muslim, then ultimately your hereafter is not promised to you. The only thing that is promised to you is God's mercy. So no, I don't necessarily believe that religion can save us, but religion such as Islam has been set for us to follow some guidelines while we're on this earth. And those guidelines come from our scriptures and our holy books. To me, the one that makes 100% sense the one that I feel like there's no confusion in it, that I am able to understand, even if I'm not able to 100% always be perfect at what it's requested of me, or what the Quran has says that Allah has requested of me. It still makes sense, right? My faults don't equate to what Allah wants of me. So the question of, is religion going to save humanity or us? No, I don't believe that religion will save anyone. I believe that the mercy of God will save us all. That's what I believe.
And your religion is no God, it's Allah.
Allah is an Arabic word for God. And do your own research, because I'm not arguing with you, Dubs.
You just made my point.
It's just saying like tree and art both.
No, but see, she just made my point though. How it's an Arab-centric religion. My name of God isn't even in my local language. If I don't speak Arabic, it's literally Allah.
First of all,
no, it's Allah. She just said that.
God is a title.
You gotta play
in the Bible anyway. His name is not God in the Bible.
Yeah. So, but basically, I was gonna add on something, because like I said, like we was talking about earlier, the one that's destroying these books are people. It's the people that are destroying the books. It's not used by destroyed minds. So that's why I said it's like, because people get conditioned at an early age. We go to school, and in general, like we'll go to school and going on class. We got something that we're gonna teach you today, and we're students in the class, and they'll be like, okay, first I want to tell y'all, pink is a color. Pink is a color. Pink is a color. And then we start hearing it over and over, and we're like, yeah, pink is a color. Yeah, it is. And we start, it starts getting into our head. And then we start going to our parents like, yeah, Mom, Dad, pink is a color. And they're like, good job. And then we go back to school the next day. And they're like, okay, class, we're on lesson 2. We're about to go deeper into it now, y'all. Pink is a color for girls. Pink is a color for girls. And we start hearing that over and over. We're like, yeah, pink is a color for girls. Yeah. And we start going with that. And then we start now, when we get older, that's now implanted in our heads to the point where as we continue to now see people with these colors, we start condemning them because we've been taught to condemn people. For real. So when you stop condemning people and start giving people wisdom, it's like, okay, I see you wearing pink, bro. But where we're born at, they think that pink is a color for girls. So I just want to let you know that. Because they're going to condemn you for wearing this color if you go out there because it's going against their conditions. So we've been born under people's conditions, for real. So in order to understand that all these conditions are man-made, we have to step away from them and see what happens to us when we step outside of their little worldview. 1 second.
Okay. I want to say that. You say guns don't kill people. Hold on, Halawa. I got you. You said guns don't kill people, people kill people. I agree with that. But this is why religion is toxic. People do the things they do because of your text. Because of the biblical text, the Quranic text. And in Islam, they follow it more so. So I want to post this link to you, and I'm sorry to offend anybody. That's not my I don't want to do that, but I do gotta do this though. And then it's Arab-centric. You see by my tweet I just put, you ain't had no response to that. This is why it's problematic. See, I like to provide sources right in your face. Now go read that and tell me how that make you feel. They also use it to enslave people. They use it to do all types of harm. And it's also
people though, Doug.
You gotta play. They use the Quran to do the things they do.
Okay, I can use a book that's not a Quran.
See how you play?
No, he's right. He's right with those Dubs. He can do it with anything. He can do anything.
I can do it with any book, bro. I can read.
He just has to be influential.
It just got to be influential, bro. I can read the book Murder, She Wrote and think about drowning my kids, bro.
Does it say that?
The book ain't about drowning kids. That's what the book is about. You ever wrote?
No. But think of. Hey, can I say something?
You never read the book Murder, She Wrote.
Nah, man. I got verses too. Don't I got verses.
So this article starts with NPR's Moses Block speaks with the New York Times foreign correspondent Rukmini Calamachi about an entrenched system in which ISIS glorifies sexual slavery. So you do realize ISIS is a terrorist organization.
You know what's funny?
Just like any other terrorist organization, they can say a lot of things that are not true. Just like any cults, they can say a lot of things that are not true.
Islam is a
People
cult.
are inherently evil.
So, if Islam is a cult, why is it just ISIS and select groups? Why is it
You know what's funny?
billion Muslims doing what you say?
I promise
supposed
you.
to be doing?
Go to ISIS and tell them they're not Muslims. I dare you. I dare
They're
you.
not Muslim. They're not Muslim.
Who says?
That's like me going to a blood in New York and telling him he
Who
not
said
really
this? Boy, you rapping? Nah, come on, bro. They do you more of a Muslim than you.
No, but that's what I'm
You're a
saying.
black person trying to follow Arab-centric religion. You ain't see the tweet I posted?
So you think Islam is just for black people, for Arab people?
No, I actually don't say that. It's Arab-centric. I didn't say that. I'm saying it's Arab-centric, which it is.
Okay, so what does Arab-centric have to do with anything about, being a person?
You a black person following the Arab prophet. Right there, you should just slap yourself.
What is it? That's what I'm saying.
Respectfully.
That is when the problem comes in.
That makes a lot of sense.
Y'all see what I'm saying? Because it's to the point where this becomes Arab. They said Arab. So who's teaching people what an Arab looks like? Like, according to who? This is a surface level thing now. It becomes surface level. So we start going by the surface level. We start losing each other.
You know what Arabs look like because they got
because we were taught that on the surface. So it's like no one when it comes down to the surface level person is teaching you their worldview. So nothing has to do with nobody's in this worldview at all. So did you call that person Chinese or anything
They're
like that?
Chinese.
That's no worldview.
They'll say no. They agree. You trying to change reality. You can't rewrite history, bro.
Listen. You have to go before history. That's what I'm saying.
Is 2 + 2 4?
According to the system, yes.
If I showed you a green piece of paper, you don't gotta say it was green. But if I know it's green, look, the carpet on my PTR, is it green?
According to the system, yes.
See how you play, man. See, if we had a regular conversation without religion, this would be simplistic.
I'm letting you know, according to the system that we're in right now, yes, that is what it is.
But come on, man.
I just want you to
then they enslaved it. Hey, you know what's funny too? They still enslaving black people in American Kingdom to this day, treating them like nothing. All right, for my viewers, I gotta end my YouTube. We had over an hour and 30 minutes. So I'm gonna end it now. If you want to continue on listening to the conversation, you can pick it up on Clubhouse. I'll post my link right after I post this video, so y'all can finish if you're tuned in. Thank y'all. I appreciate y'all. I got a lot to do, as y'all can see. I'm running around trying to do stuff, so I got to get some stuff done. But you don't have to lose. If you're interested and you like the conversation, I'll post the link I'll post the link right after this. But thank you. This is Biblical Truth. This is your host, Prince. Y'all have a great day.
Choose to be, because you know what? Thank you, God. You gave human beings the power to choose, right? He didn't just say simply, do what as I say. He asked us,